to talk to Gage.
Today's a serious video, guys. I have some beef, and we're gonna air it out today. What you see before you is a 4K movie. Take a look at it. It's pristine. It's a good feel in the hands. The back, same thing. Look at that. Smooth as a baby's bottom. No cracks, no crinkles. Open it up. Look at that. The disc, 4K, Blu-ray. It's an interesting movie. I actually just watched this recently. Maybe we'll make a video on this. But I'm not talking about 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm talking about the case. I'm talking about the case for this movie. Because here's my problem. I like physical media. I like buying my movies and owning, especially the ones I really like. But I like to own these things. I don't like to just rely on streaming services that change all the time and drop movies and change all that stuff. I don't like that. I like to actually own the product, open it up, have the discs. You know, I like to get 4K and Blu-ray double pack so I can watch them in multiple areas of my house, but also, you know, in general, because not everyone has a 4K player right now. And even my copy of Civil War, which we actually talked about recently on the channel, it's pretty good. You know, like, looks clean, you know, like no wrinkles. Now let me show you something. You're gonna be disgusted. I have a little stack of movies here I want to show you all, starting with my copy of Mother. Now, probably ain't gonna be able to tell this on camera, so maybe this was kind of like a bad idea for a video, but I'm gonna commit to it anyways. If you look closely, maybe if I kind of change the lighting a little bit. Do y'all see this? My copy of Mother makes me so sad because I actually low-key think this is a masterpiece. I love this movie. Javier Bardem. It's so wrinkly. Like, if you look at it under certain lighting, I don't know if y'all can even see them, but like, it's very wrinkly. And I have other examples, so maybe you'll see those better. But even the back has a little bit of that wrinkle going on. There's a chip right here. Maybe y'all can see that right there. There's a chip in the corner, wrinkly, and I'm really bummed by that. It's like, bro, that's so lame. I like this movie a lot. Then you come over to probably the saddest one in my collection, my copy of Forrest Gump. Now, it's not too super bad on the wrinkly side of things. I think it's the way they stack these things. And honestly, I should probably like explain this a little bit. If you can't tell, this whole video is basically my rant on physical movie packaging and storage. Because whoever's doing this, I have a problem with you. I think you are a deranged individual who does not understand why we even want to buy these things. You know, part of it is I like the shelf to look really nice. You know, I like it to look clean and everything kind of look uniform, which is kind of another thing. But when you then have movies that look weird, it's kind of lame, you know? You also don't want to buy something and then it gets here and it's like, man, like, why does it look like that? But this is probably one of the saddest examples because, not because of the outside so much, it's actually passable to me, but it's because of the inside. This Blu-ray disc, I just opened it up and it's just flopping around. And I hate that too. It's because there's like a chip in the holder thing right there. So whenever I put the Blu-ray disc in, it doesn't actually hold it. That's why I kind of don't like these tray things, because they break all the time. Like, I cannot tell you how many of these things I've had that are just broken, you know? And it's like, bro, what do I do? You know, what do I do with that? Maybe there's some way around it, you know? Honestly, actually, maybe there is. I mean, I have the 4K there, and there's a bonus disc. That's why there's, you know, 3. I just don't want to scratch my disc, you know? But if there's a way to like stack these, I would probably take that as a win, you know? Because I like Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is like one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. But I'm forced to just kind of let this Blu-ray disc kind of flop around in here because nothing's holding it. And I hate that. It's really annoying because then I don't want to even like pick it up a certain way. I gotta hold it like this so it stays in. It's another one. It's one of those battle scars. I'm just like, think is so lame. What else do we got? Recently, I got the 4K of Joker. Front looks great. You know, all these probably look fine on camera, but like, the front does look great. The back is so bad, bro. Like, I'm gonna try to get it closer. Hopefully y'all can kind of see this one. I'll kind of like shimmer it in the light a little bit, try to get that right lighting, but it's so wrinkly. And I think it's just the way it's been pressed down against some kind of shelving of sorts, something like that. But I hate it. I think it looks so bad. It's horrible looking. But at least the inside on this one, you know, the case is all fine, and you know, inside has Blu-ray and 4K, so I'm good with that. That's good. But yeah, I think that's hideous. Like, that's actually, I'm so sad about that. You know, it's like, bro, I wish there was like a better way of storing these things. I wish they were more gentle with them. I wish they didn't always have to be destroyed when I get them. I just think that's like really lame. And, you know, sometimes it's just the back looks horrible, but you get lucky with, you know, the front looking nice, which I would rather the front look nice than the back, admittedly. But another one that I hate. And I have one more bigger example here. This is a Blu-ray. I got the double pack with Phantasm Mr. Fox and I Love Dogs. I actually don't even know how much of this, for the most part, picked movies that wasn't in my physical media collection video, because I've definitely gotten more stuff since I did that video a while back. This I'm pretty certain was in that video. This is great, and I may have even talked about this in the video, and there's like next to no possible way you're gonna see this on camera, but I will describe it and kind of show you the spine anyways. So the spine of these two movies, this isn't the most egregious one because I really like both these movies and I want them to stay in good condition. So it's two Blu-rays on the inside. This is just like a box packaging. Looks great, really looks great. But then you get to the spines, they glued the plastic wrap directly onto these spines of the movie. I cannot tell you how many movies are in my collection right now that have that problem, where whenever you are looking at all your movies, you're like, yep, that one has some random gunk on it. But that's how these ones are, you know? Like, again, I don't know if it's really gonna show up on camera, but it's right on the spine. And what they did is you have the plastic wrap that pretty much every movie is in if you get it new. And they'll glue, put the plastic on it, and then you're stuck with it. Because then when you try to take it off, it's like, well, you really can't, you know, easily with your fingers. You know, maybe you can throw some Goo Gone on there and get it off. But like, I think that's so lame. That's how it has to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that probably the most because of all things to look bad, the spine is probably one of the last things I want to look bad, because it's like the thing you're going to see most of the time on the shelf. So I think it's incredibly, incredibly stupid that it's that way. Like, why on earth do we have to have these spines look bad, especially when like the box is so cool, you know? Like, this is such a cool little collection I'm thankful I have. But then you get to the spines, it's like, bro, I like these movies too much for this, you know? So that's kind of showing off a few examples from my collection, and this is sort of my rant. I'm just really bummed by it whenever I get movies that are like that. I for the most part buy most of my movies online through Amazon. Really basic, I know. What I found is helpful is buying in bulk. Like, I'll buy 2 or 3 movies together instead of just one. That way, when they show up, they'll usually be in a box. I think that helps a lot, because my recent haul, when I bought a bunch of movies on the 4K, which I posted about that in the Discord, I got a bunch of movies in one set, one box, and 2001 was one of those. And that's why I believe that's why it looks so good, and there's no sort of damage to it, because it looks perfect. I'm totally good with that. But what's interesting is the copy of Joker was something I bought literally the same day, but I just forgot to put it in the rest of the order. So when that showed up, the back was really messed up. So what I've found is that if you're gonna buy movies physically, the best thing you can do is to try to buy them in bulk. Buy multiple movies together and not buy them individually as much, because I do think it tends to sort of protect them from those battle scars and all those injuries, which is so lame. Like, if you're gonna buy a physical movie, you don't want it to show up all wrinkly and weird. Like, it's just lame. Like, we gotta come up with a different way of packaging and storing and shipping these things if that's how it's gonna be almost every time. Because almost every time there is something wrong with one of my movies in my collection, and it's really a huge bummer. So yeah, I think that is all I had to say. Let me know what y'all think. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you on the next video. God bless.